When fatigue shows up at work, telling someone to push through is not a control. Fatigue is a state of physical, mental, or emotional impairment. It can stop people functioning safely and may affect health. The practical question is not who to blame. It is what in the work system needs to change. Fatigue can turn an ordinary task into a serious event. It may be involved when someone loses control of plant or a vehicle, misses a procedure, uses protective equipment incorrectly, slips or falls, or has a lapse in attention. That is why fatigue belongs in normal work health and safety risk management. Look wider than sleep alone. Fatigue hazards can come from work hours and shift design, from the task itself, and from equipment or the working environment. Individual factors can contribute too, but they are one part of the picture. Work design and personal circumstances can interact. Neither should be viewed in isolation. Manage fatigue through the familiar risk process. Identify the hazards. Assess the risks where that is necessary. Put controls in place. Then maintain those controls and review whether they still work. Fatigue management is not a one-off roster decision. It is a cycle that continues as work, conditions, and people change. Assess fatigue risks in consultation with workers and with health and safety representatives where they are present. Workers can explain how planned hours, actual workload, travel, and conditions combine in practice. Consultation turns a paper roster into a clearer view of the work and helps test whether proposed controls are realistic. Managing fatigue will usually need a combination of controls tailored to the organization's size, work type, and activities. Consider roster and work hour design, workload and task demands, breaks, travel, equipment, and environmental conditions together. There is no single shift length, break interval, or roster rule that this video can prescribe for every industry and jurisdiction. Do not assume a control works because it appears in a procedure. Test fatigue controls. Give workers the information, training, or instruction they need. Supervise the work to confirm the controls are effective. If the work changes or the control is not working as intended, return to the risk process and review it. Workers need a practical way to raise fatigue concerns so the work system can respond. Reporting can trigger a review of hours, tasks, travel, supervision, or other controls. Caffeine, a short break, or protective equipment is not an adequate substitute for effective work design and risk controls. And this video does not provide medical diagnosis or treatment advice. Useful fatigue records may cover working hours, breaks, travel, consultation, hazards identified, controls, training, reviews, and the actions that followed. The point is not paperwork for its own sake. Records help the organization see what was considered, what was changed, whether controls were tested, and what still needs attention. The National Model Code provides useful general orientation, but model work health and safety guidance is not automatically binding law in every Australian jurisdiction. Check the current regulator material and applicable requirements where the work is carried out. This video is education, not a universal roster rule, a legal decision tool, or medical advice. Treat fatigue as a work system risk. Identify the hazards, consult workers, combine controls, test them, supervise the work, keep useful records, and review what happens next. BlueSafe can help organize practical work health and safety documents, consultation, actions, and evidence. It does not replace effective controls or supervision, and it does not guarantee an outcome.